Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about believing in yourself more because obviously, if you have goals and dreams, if you don't believe that you can do it, you're not going to do them. So, how do you believe in yourself more? So, I have 10 tips that have kind of helped me believe in myself more, have boost my kind of self worth and self esteem, and have helped me get to where I'm at today, reaching my goals and going after things that I feel are my passion and not keeping me stuck in the same cycle of doing nothing and being miserable. So, the first tip that I have for you is to journal a gratitude list. Journal what you can do great. So, when you find gratitude in yourself, and not just in yourself, but what is around you and in your life, that makes you feel better. And when we feel better about our life, we feel better about ourselves. So journaling is one of my favorite things. Anybody who knows me knows that I love to journal, and I journal about all kinds of things. But in the very beginning, the thing that I really had to do was journal because I had imposter syndrome for everything. Like, I thought I was going to fail. I had this fear. I had all these crazy things. And so I had to journal, what am I grateful for? What are those things in my life? But also, what can I do well? And don't tell me that you do nothing well, because we all do things well. Do you have a roof over your head? Do you take care of your kids? Like, what are those things that you do well? Are you an honest person? Are you hardworking? So coming up with those lists, because sometimes when you're in that mode of, I hate myself or I don't believe in myself, if somebody asks you what you do well, that is your first response. Nothing. So seeing a list and taking time to work on that list of the things that you're grateful for in your life and that you can do well is a reminder of, look, you can do things well. You are a good person. And sometimes it's those things that you need to see every day, sometimes a couple times a day, that will help you. Number 2 is to change your negative beliefs and change them to positive. You would be surprised what your limiting beliefs are and how negative sometimes a lot of those can be. You believe that you're not good enough, that you can't apply for that job because you're not good enough. Well, change that to something positive. What is somewhere in your life that shows you proof that you have done something that you didn't think you could do, and you did do it anyways, and you succeeded? So take those negative limiting beliefs, whether it's, I can never be fit enough because I hate working out. Well, that's not completely true, because even if the last time you worked out was in school and PE, you still did it. So just change those things to positive. Yes, I can work out. It's finding those things that you can do proof. Like, I used to say I hated working out, and then I discovered yoga. And so even after I did yoga for a while, I still would tell people I hate working out. Well, no, I don't. I do yoga, and that's a form of working out. Maybe it's that I like walking. Like, take those negative beliefs and change them into positives. I'm a hard worker. I go to work every day. That's changing that negative belief that I'm not good at anything or whatever the case may be, and changing it to something positive. Number 3 is to work out. When you work out and you move your body, and I'm sure you've heard lots of people say this, believe me, you start to believe in yourself. Because I used to hate it, and by doing it every day, I proved to myself that I could do it. And even if it didn't change my body at all, it changed how I thought about my body. And I started to appreciate my body and like myself. So working out is something, like I said, that is extremely important no matter how much you do it. And even if it's just 10, 15 minutes a day, it's something. So find something that works for you, whether it's walking or running or yoga or Pilates or whatever it is, and work out, because that will boost your self-esteem. Number 4 is goals. Set goals and stick with them. Take steps towards those goals, even small ones. And if you can map out those steps, every time you hit those steps, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to be like, oh my God, look I can do it. You hit that first step towards that goal, it's going to boost your self-esteem, and you're going to start feeling more powerful, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I can do this. I want to run a 5K. Oh, I ran a minute without stopping. Yeah, maybe it's only a minute. Maybe it's only 30 seconds, but that's one step to your goal, and you start focusing on those steps and what you accomplish. And when you keep the promise to yourself to accomplish a goal, you start believing in yourself more, because you can do anything. Once you start accomplishing these little goals, then you start believing you can do anything. Number 5 is get rid of negative influences around you. Whether these are people in your life that are people that you don't need there because they're negative people that suck that energy, or it's negative influence on social media. When you look at social media and all you're seeing is these perfect lives and they make you feel like crap, they're going to weigh you down and you're going to start comparing. So get rid of it. You don't need to have those people on social media. If it's negative, like because the news, believe me, I do not watch the news. And I know that sounds weird because it doesn't seem like it have anything, but when you're constantly around, if you're around someone who's negative all the time, it starts to wear you down. You've heard this happen at work where people are talking crap about their job and how much they hate it. You start to believe it. So if you're hearing negative all the time and you're seeing these things that make you feel like crap, you're going to start thinking you aren't good enough, and it's going to wear you down. So get rid of the negative influences, whether it's a person or it's social media. Get rid of those things. Follow people that only make you feel good. Number 6 is find books, podcasts, whatever it is that make you feel good, that inspire you, that you can grow from and you can learn from. Because when you're learning and growing and you're inspired, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to have that gung-ho attitude that, yes, I can do this. Look at this person's journey. Look at where they came from. They were worse off than me and they made it. So if they can do it, I can do it. So find those things that boost your spirit and make you feel better. Number 7 is learn something new. When you learn something new, guess what? You start to feel better about yourself because you realize you can accomplish something that you never thought you did. Pick up a new hobby, crochet, take a class, do something, learn something new, and it'll make you feel better about yourself. That one's a little more self-explanatory, but yes, learn something new because you will feel like you accomplished something. Number 8 is self-care and doing things you love. I don't care if it's 2 minutes a day, whether you get a 5-minute bubble bath, you paint your nails, you go for a massage, do things that you love, because when you start taking care of yourself and realizing that you're important, you start loving yourself. There is nothing that makes me feel better, which I do not have my nails painted, than having my nails done. Even if it's just me painting them. That makes me feel better about myself. Doing my makeup and getting dressed. That makes me feel great about myself. Even though I'm on bed rest, guess what? I still usually get up most days, get dressed, do my hair and my makeup because it just makes me feel better. So when you have that self-care of just taking a bath or reading a book or whatever it is that you enjoy, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel revitalized and refreshed. Number 9 is embrace the past as lessons and look at what it has taught you. We have all been through crap in our life. We've all been through some form of trauma, most of us, some kind of something. Don't look at it as how bad of a person you are or how miserable your life is. Look at it as lessons. Take those past experiences and look at how far you've come. Maybe you were homeless once. Well, guess what? You're not now. And look at that as a lesson. Look at how far I come. Use your past. You got to have that toxic relationship. You can do it. If you can do that, you can do anything. Use those past traumas and your past to not beat yourself up over it, but use it as lessons so that you can feel better about yourself. And then number 10 is work on what you say to yourself, whether it's internally or externally. When you talk negatively to yourself or you gossip about others or whatever it is, you're going to feel like crap. And a lot of this happens when you talk to yourself internally. Like, oh, I'm just so fat, or oh, I'm ugly, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. I'm never good enough. I will never make money. I will never be self-sufficient. When you tell yourself, guess what? You start believing it. You've had someone talk crap to you. Especially if you've been in a toxic relationship, you had that person who sat in there, talked, and you started to believe it. So when you tell yourself that internally, you're going to start believing it. So be aware. And when you find yourself starting to say that stuff externally or internally, stop what you're doing or stop what you're saying and change it. If you say, oh, I'm fat. No, I'm not. I'm healthy. Or, I can work out and become healthy. Oh, and if it's not something like that, then completely change it. Oh, I'm a good mom. Maybe it has nothing to do with what that thought is, but change the thought. And the more that you're aware of it and you start stopping yourself and rewriting that, it's going to become easier. And you're going to realize that you start telling yourself all these positive things. And so instead of the negative things that you're telling yourself, you have these positive things. And then you start to believe them. Just like you believe the negative, you'll start believing the positive. So those are my 10 little tips to helping you believe in yourself more, because it's important. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to. And it's your life and it's up to you to make those goals and those dreams happen. So you have to believe in yourself first.